Number 20, BYU 3-1 at Washington, who's also number 11, Washington, who's also 3-1. The history, for some reason, it's only the 10th meeting. I thought they would have met more, but we know BYU took down at the time number 6 Wisconsin in week 2, but as Coach, you said, we didn't know who was who back then. Take BYU, Tanner Magnum. They got a 25-year-old quarterback. Squally Canada, he ran for 118 against a Big Ten defense. These, I want to say young men, these mature football players at BYU can play, but so can Washington. As we've seen, steady football since their opening season loss to Auburn. Mark, talk to us about this big game.
We'll just say BYU has some grown men on the roster, Kevin. And Washington has some young pups. But at least Washington has a 4-year starter and quarterback, Jake Browning, and he's been around. He's been in some big games. He knows how to win big games. He knows how to play well at home or on the road. It doesn't matter. He'll always travel well and play well. Myles Gaskin's finally getting it back, coming back to the Myles Gaskin we thought he was going to be at the running back position. But I'm more impressed the way their defensive secondary, and I mentioned this before against Arizona State, shut down their passing game of Manny Wilkins and their wide receivers. They will do the same thing to Brigham Young because their defense is just stout. They'll give up a couple of plays, but they won't give up a lot of big plays, and they'll shut this offense down, and it'll be closer than most people think going into the fourth quarter, but Washington will pull away in the end 40-28.
I look at this game, and you look at the stats. You have to be impressed with what BYU did, particularly against Wisconsin, at Wisconsin. They're big, they're strong, they're physical on defense. They don't seem to have the great speed, but boy, they play smart, and they're playing very solid football and being able to run the ball on offense. But when I look at this game, Mark, I say, if I'm coaching, I'd rather play BYU than to play Washington. That's why I'm going to pick Washington to win the game 27-10.
27-10, but don't forget Chris Peterson knows quite a bit about BYU and that culture.